Hi, thanks for joining us today. Today I wanted to talk about flexion. What's up with flexion? Well, flexion does not work for everyone, and that's okay. We have the 3 layers of the abdominal muscles, right? The transverse, which runs like a belt, the obliques, which does your diagonals from the rib cage and the hips, and then the transverse abdominis, which is the top one. It runs here to here. So that's what you will work on doing flexion. That will tighten it, that will contract it. So with the transverse, it's just abs tightening out towards those hip bones. The whole class, we're tightening the transverse and working through the transverse, whether we're doing flexion or not. The obliques, it's when you imprint, that gets those obliques to engage, as well as twisting and rotating, that gets those obliques as well. The rectus abdominis, just with flexion. So flexion does bother the neck. These are really small muscles here, and our head weighs, 8 pounds? So they will get fatigued a little faster. It's not comfortable for everyone, especially if they have neck issues. So it's not like the end-all be-all of Pilates. You can certainly do a whole class without flexion and still get a really good abdominal workout. But we're gonna go over flexion today. So what's important about flexion? We always wanna keep the chin knotted down, and then we bring the upper body up and we soften through the sternum. We never wanna have the chin out because that does not put the neck in a very good alignment. So always chin knotted down and then come on up. What helps is putting the hands behind the head. You can relax the head into the hands, and these muscles don't have to work as hard, and you can still get that flexion. So I want to show you real quick a little trick. So Pilates is all about opening the shoulders, collarbones nice and wide, shoulders nice and broad. But what do we do in flexion? We can't keep the collarbones nice and wide and do flexion because we cannot round through the upper back. So it is okay to roll the shoulders forward naturally when we do flexion. So when we lie down, I'll say a little extra pressure in the pinkies, and we're doing those arms. Palms facing towards each other, that helps open through the shoulders. But when we do flexion, we want the palms turned down and a little extra pressure in the index fingers, and that helps curve the shoulders just a little bit in order to do the flexion and get that curve through the upper back. So you can start collarbones nice and wide. There's more pressure in the pinkies. Nod the chin and round forward, and you can feel that it's really tight there and you're not getting any flexion through the middle part of the back. Now palms face back, little extra pressure in the index fingers. Nod the chin, allow the shoulders to round forward a little, and you can start to feel that flexion through the upper back. So that is going to be your position. You don't want to keep the chin out. You're naturally having it go back. And that's your position in flexion when you're lying down. When you're standing up, same thing happens, like with elephant or cat stretch. When you're rounding over, the shoulders will round forward. The shoulder blades will go around the back a little bit. They're not staying flat on the back. They're rounding, and you're looking down. You don't want to over tuck the chin, but it is gently knotted here. And you're getting that nice length and curve through the whole spine. So if you have any questions about flexion, let me know. Flexion is fun. You'll feel a little more burn because that top layer of the ab muscles will get a little more lactic acid involved because it is a little bigger muscle than the transverse and the obliques. But again, it's not the end all be all of Pilates. We can certainly work the abs, and you can still get flat abs with Pilates without even doing flexion. So it just depends how your neck feels and how you feel that day.